70% of women say they experience significant stress during pregnancy. And being pregnant in 2025 or 2026 doesn't make that any easier. Maybe you struggle to get pregnant. Maybe it happened sooner than you expected. Maybe you've experienced loss, financial pressure, a traumatic birth in the past, or you're trying to navigate appointments and providers that don't align with your priorities. On top of all of that, there's the fear of the unknown. If pregnancy feels overwhelming, exhausting, or emotionally heavy, I want you to hear this clearly. Extreme stress during pregnancy is valid. And the truth is, most of the time, we can't just remove the stress. So why are we even talking about it? Because how your body responds to stress matters. It matters for you, and it matters for your baby. I want to introduce you to something called fetal programming. The way your nervous system's response to stress shapes your baby's developing nervous system. And before this feels scary, I want you to know that there is hope. You may not be able to choose the stress you're facing, but you can help your body adapt, regulate, and process it more effectively. And when you do that, you're teaching your baby's nervous system how to be resilient too. Let me tell you about Catherine. This was her 5th pregnancy, but only her 2nd under neurologically focused chiropractic care. Her previous pregnancies were filled with constant heartburn, sciatic pain, crushing fatigue, and overwhelming stress. Pregnancy felt hard every single time. This time, however, was different. She got adjusted 2 to 3 times a week throughout her pregnancy. Even though she was older than she'd ever been during pregnancy, she felt better than she ever had. Her nervous system stayed regulated. Her symptoms were minimal. She had energy to keep up with her other kids. She slept well. Her heartburn was manageable. What was fascinating is that her neurological scans lined up perfectly with how she felt. Her care plan was tailored to exactly what her body was showing, not just how she was feeling that day. And just weeks away from baby number 5, Catherine told us this was the most confident she had ever felt heading into labor and delivery. She knew her body was ready because she had supported her nervous system throughout her entire pregnancy. Here's why that matters. Your nervous system is actively teaching your baby's nervous system right now. The umbilical cord is more than just a delivery system for nutrients. It's an electrical and chemical connection between you and your baby. When stress hormones like cortisol stay elevated in your body, they cross the placenta and affect your baby's developing brain. Your baby's nervous system is being programmed during pregnancy. If your nervous system is stuck in fight or flight, that becomes your baby's baseline for what normal feels like. Think of the nervous system as the air traffic controller for the entire body. If the controller is in panic mode, everything else becomes chaotic. Research published in Development and Psychopathology found that infants born to mothers with the highest stress levels showed 22% higher stress reactivity. These babies were harder to soothe, more easily upset, and slower to recover from stress. And that pattern was established before birth. This is what fetal programming does. It creates lifelong patterns. During pregnancy, chronic stress can cause the baby's amygdala, the fear center of the brain, to develop larger and more reactive. The HPA axis, which controls the stress response, gets programmed with a hair trigger baseline. It's like building a house on a cracked foundation. You can't remodel later and expect stability if the foundation was compromised from the start. The vagus nerve, which controls the parasympathetic nervous system, also develops its tone during pregnancy. Poor vagal tone from prenatal stress can affect digestion, heart rate, inflammation, immune function, emotional regulation, and social engagement for years. This is why children whose mothers experience chronic stress during pregnancy have higher rates of ADHD, anxiety, sensory processing challenges, asthma, and allergies. This isn't bad luck, this is fetal programming. And this is often just the beginning of what we call the perfect storm. For many moms, the stress doesn't start at pregnancy. It starts with fertility struggles, multiple rounds of IVF, hormonal medications, financial strain, emotional exhaustion, and relationship stress. By the time pregnancy happens, the nervous system is already depleted. Then, pregnancy adds its own layers: physical discomfort, fear about the baby's health, anxiety about labor, work stress, financial pressure, and relationship changes. Your baby is developing in the middle of all of this. Here's the hard truth. Kids don't grow out of nervous system dysfunction. They grow into it. Colic at 2 months becomes constipation at 6 months. Constipation becomes sensory sensitivities at 18 months. Sensory challenges become ADHD signs at 5. ADHD often becomes anxiety by 10. The dysfunction that started during fetal programming simply shows up differently as the brain develops. But here's the hopeful part. You can start helping your nervous system regulate right now. You don't have to eliminate every stressor. That's impossible. But you can help your nervous system shift out of survival mode and into regulation. And when your nervous system is calm and regulated, your baby learns that regulation too. Neurologically focused chiropractic care works at the foundation level. Gentle, specific adjustments help release the parking brake on the nervous system, allowing it to shift from fight or flight into parasympathetic regulation. We use insight scans to measure this objectively. Heart rate variability shows how well your nervous system balances stress and recovery. Surface EMG reveals where your body is holding tension. Neurothermal scans show areas of dysregulation. Often these scans improve before you even notice symptom changes because the nervous system always heals from the inside out. When you're regulated, your baby learns regulation. Pregnancy is the window where the foundation is built. What you do now doesn't just affect this pregnancy, it affects your child's lifelong health. Your baby's nervous system is being programmed in this moment. Your nervous system teaches your baby's nervous system. The choices you make now, especially those that address nervous system regulation at the root cause, can change your child's health trajectory for years to come. You have more control than you think, not by eliminating stress, but by helping your body regulate despite it. If you're ready to support your nervous system and give your baby the healthiest possible start, click the link in our bio, send us a DM, or schedule with Lighthouse Family Chiropractic in Mount Pleasant. Let's help you create the calm, regulated foundation your baby deserves.